Well, I've got to reach higher
places.
Use me, Lord, cause me to soar sky high. No giving up,
No giving up,
no turning back,
no turning back.
I'm pressing on the upward way.
Every day,
Help me make it, Lord.
the only way
I can take it, yeah. Lord, I pray to be
strong.
stronger and stronger, no fading out.
No,
I'm standing out,
yeah.
I'm pressing on the upper way.
We've come this far,
Come this far,
moving
and
forward,
we're moving forward.
marching on.
We're marching on.
We're singing our
Oh,
chorus.
give me some more.
Heads up high.
High, I laid on Shaddai. The chains are loose, and we break away. We're coming up the higher ground on this mission with a
Brand new vision,
brand new vision.
step by step.
Step by step,
We're going places.
going places.
Mr. Pharaoh, don't mess about with us.
Hey, you had us for long. It's time to let go. You better let
You better let God's people go.
I say go. Hey, higher, deeper, stronger, wiser, better, not beater. It's not negotiable. Like you did for Paul, you do for us all.
I'm a sinner saved by grace. Been in the faith for a while. I think I'm working towards becoming a theologian apologist. The music and arts is just part of me. I didn't choose music, music chose me. Music comes to me like an energy form, and until it's out of me, I'm not free. And by God's grace, I've served under some great men of God. And one of the most outstanding ones is my father, Reverend Kingsley KT Apieche. I love you so much. Good morning, Dad. Good evening or good afternoon, wherever you are, Mom as well, and the entire TVC family. This is your boy, Clarion Clarkewoode. I'm back here again.
Great. So let's talk about your childhood life, growing up. How was it like?
I was an outcast. I was one that you wouldn't want to have around you. I remember growing up in where I grew up in Ghana, and there's this elderly soldier man. He was about passing away. He was the only one who believed in me. He would always tell me, "You're going to be great." But none of the people in the community where I grew up would want to associate with me, because I was that child who will not fit the box, who will be always in trouble, causing trouble. But behind all the trouble, I realized now it was just a facade. I had a very soft side to me. I wanted to be the hunter who goes to hunt and bring the kill to the people. So I had that soft side in me as well. So I wasn't surprised when God called me into ministry. Apart from my primary school education, where I had to be under strict discipline from my mom, who was, I called her Margaret Thatcher, because she's Margaret. She was tough on us, and she wouldn't compromise. Education was non-negotiable. You had to do it. And God's grace, I had some brains for books and stuff like that. But then the arts and other things and waywardness and other things, got me sometimes. But you know what? 2 weeks to exams, I'll sit down and get my books, and by God's grace, I'll be among the top. And the same thing happened when I was at UST. I think I spent about 20 minutes of the time, 4 years I had to spend in UST. I was on mission field preaching the gospel, setting up churches and branches and stuff like that. But during exams week, I'll sit down 2 weeks, I'll be able to do something good. Commercially, I did start from after Form 3 or Form 5. But it's been a long journey coming to this place. You see, patience is a prerequisite for anybody who will travel this road. It's a very lonely road. It's a very tiring road. You have every occasion to give up. The reason is that there are no sponsors. You have to self-sponsor. You have to work and pay for it, blah, blah. So commercially, I've always wanted to get out there, not because of fame, but because I believe I had something that will be a blessing to the world. I wrote a song whilst back in TBC, Into Your Throne Room. It did so well. It's still doing well and blah, blah, blah. But it took me 12 years to publish it.
Wow.
You see, it took me 12 years to publish it because funding is not there. You have people supporting you emotionally, mentally, and then they love it. But then what goes into production, for me, is Herculean. It's a big financial support that goes into it. And also, you see, I believe in timing. Apart from the finances, timing. In fact, the timing comes first before the finances, because I believe that there's the anointment time and the appointment time. David was anointed, but he wasn't yet appointed. So when God gives me songs, it is the anointed time. I've received it, but then it has to come to the appointed time for me to release it. There's an appointed time to release everything. So in that 12 years, I learned the process. And many times I had the edge. Within that 12 years, I recorded many other songs that never came out as well.
Wow.
Yeah, many other songs. I've got a pool of songs I recorded. And one, maybe I'll have to give some to other people to sing. You know? But there's always that time where we have to be sensitive. You see, this music journey is all about reference and revelation. And true worship is rooted in these two words. Your reference, your experiences, the things you've seen, blah, 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 and the revelation of what you... But sometimes we are stuck between a revelation and our expectation. So sometimes God will give you a song, and the song, you have the edge, you want to get it out now, by your expectation, your reality. You don't have the means, the time, the resources. And I believe that when the time is right, like Paulo Coelho said in his book, The Alchemist, even nature conspires to favor you when the time is right. Even nature conspires. So I think one of the things that has also kept me on the journey going is that understanding that there's a time for everything.
Into your throne room I come. Into your throne room I come. Stepping behind the veil, Jesus, to worship you. Into your throne room I come. Into your throne room I come. Into your throne room, into your throne room I come, as I come, stepping behind the veil, Jesus, to worship you. Into your throne room I come, as I stepping behind the veil, Jesus, to worship you. Into your throne room, Lord, I come. Before your throne I worship you, my King. Before your throne I worship you.
Into Your Throne is part of the whole album of 10 songs. The title of the album is The Altar of Worship. Yeah, but Into Your Throne is the one I chose to promote, also because that was the appointment time for that song to come out.
So let's talk about how that song came about.
I come from a heavily idol worshipping background, family. I know most people from Africa will say that, but I know what I'm talking about. So after coming to be found of the Lord and walking this Christian faith, with all the struggles, all the imperfections I saw in me, it became a challenge. I had constant accusing voices in my head before and after I led worship, even in Trinity. I'll hear things like, you're fake, you're a sinner, you're doing that, you've done drugs, you've done women, and you go and stand there and lead worship, blah, blah. So before and after I lead worship, I have this constant accusing voices that led me into so many things to try to knock off those voices, and they won't leave me. And then after one Easter Sunday, after leading worship, same in Trinity, I can never forget Trinity Baptist Church. I walked up because I was living just up the road, number 212 Beulah Hill. So I was walking up and I was depressed, I was down, but people didn't know what the struggle inside I was facing. So I walked up, laid down on my bed, and I had some alcohol ready to just drown and just make sure I knock off these voices, And as I lay down, whether it was a trance or it was a vision, I saw an angel walk me into rooms. Anytime I remember this experience, it makes me emotional. But I saw this angel carry me and walk me through rooms, and in every room I saw people from all nations. And I saw all types of character flaws in human beings. And I saw the angel walk them. So once they believed where the angel was taking them to. And then the final place I saw a curtain, and it was like a curtain made of blood, and the curtain parted. And then I saw what I believe was a theophanic expression, what I will call God come embrace and say, look, this blood has spoken for you. The blood has made way for you. Come as you are. You are a work in progress. From that very moment, those accusing voices broke off me, and that experience became a song. People did not know, but that was Into Your Throne Room is, and the lyrics, everything is like the musical version of the video I saw in my spirit.
Revelations chapter 4 verses 11. For thou art worthy, O God, to receive glory and honor and power. For thou hast created all things, and for thy pleasure they were created. Blessed and great. When I see the finish line, praise God. Break walls to the cancelled halls, praise God. Boredom to the throne room, praise God. Yeah. Let all the people praise. Black and white, young and old, praise God. Rich or poor, short or tall, praise God. Till the ends of the earth, praise God. Sing, shouting, hallelujah, praise. Let the heavens and the earth, praise God. Mountains high and valleys low, praise God. Let the islands and the seas, praise God. Let all creation sing. Let the church and the streets, praise God. Every nation, tribe and tongue, praise God. Let everything that has breath, praise God. Sing, shouting, hallelujah, praise. Yes,
Worthy, you are worthy is you see, when I look at the way I receive songs, I don't say I'm a songwriter, I receive songs. God downloads them into our spirit and then we transcribe them. Okay. The way I receive songs is in three main groups. One is I observe wisdom crying on the street. Everyday events, things that go on, I observe them and I write into the prevailing culture, what I find and stuff like that. The second part is advertised. The third one, that's the category of the Into Your Throne, where an angel picks a song or have an experience that blah, blah, blah. But all the songs I write, they are all undergirded by my experience of pain. Okay, so worthy is my observation of how the world now, the postmodern world, how postmodernity is trying to stifle the name Jesus. In every corner, in our schools, education, even in hotels, you can't leave Bibles there. In the hospitals, hospices, you can't leave. So I was observing all these things and I realized, no. We still have to pronounce and proclaim that our Jesus is worthy, from the throne room to the boardroom, from Soho to the altar, everywhere he's worthy. So wherever we find ourselves, in every whatever profession, let us stand as ambassadors declaring that our Jesus is worthy, because he is worthy. This year I was in Ghana to visit my mom, who in the past has been unwell. She's on the mend now, thanks to God. And one early morning, she called me and said, "Come, Kobe." And I was like, "What's wrong, Mom?" I said, "You know what? I just remembered that one of your, I think, great-grandfathers or great-great-grandfathers who worked with the Presbyterian missionaries, I just remembered that he had a wonderful musical talent. He played most instruments and blah, blah, blah." And I said, "Mom, why haven't you told me all this all along? Because all the interviews I've done, I tell people I don't know." So just this year, I got to know that there's a great-great-great-grandfather who was into music. And he worked with the Presbyterian missionaries in the translation of the scriptures and making music and stuff like that. So I wish I'll see him. I wish I saw him, but then there's no chance. Yeah. So that's the only reference I have. And then on my dad's side as well, when my dad passed, then I was in TBC. When my dad passed, I met this strange, funny story. There was this lady who was attending service, and her daughter, Mama, actually had 2 boys. And I was particularly fond of the boys. I didn't know that blood was speaking. Blood was connecting it. So when my dad passed, this sister, she's not an auntie, this sister of Auntie Fosti, got in touch with my mom and yada, yada, and then she wanted to speak to me. It's like, "Who am I speaking?" I said, "Oh, okay." Say, "Trinity." I said, "Trinity." "Okay, do you know the blah, blah, blah?" So we started talking, and then she realized that the guy she had been telling her daughter, Mama, that this guy he's everything like one of our brothers, somebody from our blood, from our family. He's actually my blood.
Me the washing so what would I would you do me making you I'm into you see it yeah one quafu me the washing so what do my would you do me to you see out me to my own kwa unyami kami
Nyame Kameho was born out of my experience of pain. My mom, all of a sudden, without warning, was taken ill, and it shook all of us to the core. It's dangerous to be presented before you're prepared, or exposed before you're prepared. It was like this. It came unannounced, and panic buttons and everywhere. We didn't have a clue. Nothing like that ever happened in the family. We had no one to fall on to share with us the experience. So I was looking at Mom. I was maturing. I was trying to massage my emotions and trying to be a man. But inside of me, I was saying, God is with us. God is with us.
What actually inspires you when you're writing music?
Pain, like I said. Pain either before the song is written or during the song, or at the time the song is being written or after. I believe pain is a beautiful feel. And we don't like pain as human beings. I don't like it either. But that is the process through which great things are unleashed. You know, either pain of not knowing something or pain of having made something. Even most of the great songs, come on, let's talk about songs like It Is Well With My Soul. It's pain, you know, and anything that's born out of pain. I like the scripture in Revelation said, He was slain to receive. To be slain is painful. God had to experience, quote unquote, some pain.
Tell us how we can reach you on social media.
All my social media handles, Clarion Clarkewoode. Clarion Clarkewoode is a long name, but it's simple. Clarion Clarkewoode, and you'll find me there.
Right. So finally, tell us about your new track, Bupe.
Bupe again is a proclamation and an affirmation of my absolute confidence in the person and character of Jesus Christ. Bupe in Ghana, one of the languages in Ghana, means you alone or only you. And as I look into my life, I find out every day that no one can save me like He does. No one can love me like He does. No one can forgive me like He does. No one can keep looking out for me like He does. No one can do me like He does me.
Right.
So He's in a class all by Himself. You know, He's beyond comparison. You know, so when I sing about Bupe, it's also rooted in my personal experiences that I've had with Him. Even in the healing of my mom, bring my mom back to life and she's well now and all of that stuff. You know, there's only Lepe, Bupe. He alone can do the things He does.